What is up, everybody? So today I've been running around getting some good customer content, videos coming soon, customer reactions episode 27 and 28, or maybe both in one, I don't know. But while that was happening, I got that little download icon, and as you can see, hopefully on the screen, it might be a little tough, I've got 69.25.1, new update today. So we're about to take our first drive, get our first impressions as we allow the beta to take us from the gym back towards the gauntlet starting point. This video will come out first, possibly today, and the gauntlet will come out tomorrow, pending that the weather doesn't prevent us from executing it properly. And while I needed the update to actually go through, I decided I would just, go to the gym. Start my, end my year with a bang. Unfortunately now it's extremely packed given the New Year, New Me crowd. No shit against anyone starting their fitness journey. It's good, get in there, change your life. But it definitely is a busy time of the year for anybody who regulars any fitness experience. But as we leave, we'll get through this calamity. I don't even want you know what? I'm a scientist at heart. Let's see what happens. All right, FSD Beta active, Bifrost enabled. I don't think you guys have seen a video of mine yet where I've used that term, but Mew, the car, Mjolnir, my love of Nordic mythology and my own ancestry tracing back to Norway, little things to learn about me today, decided to enable the always-on Rainbow Road as a really good suggestion from from a viewer to spark conversation. And in liking to Nordic mythology, why not call it the Bifrost? All right, anyway, we're looking now in a situation where the beta is trying to figure out how to get proper laneage. My brain is having a hard time observing and dodging all these humans while commentating, which is why I used to always miss the camera button, which, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think I'm ever going to get it back. I'm not an OG beta tester. I don't know what this guy's... Okay, he's chilling. So, I guess, to think back on the last couple minutes of what's happened, we managed to get up to this light on full self-driving through that mess of an intersection as everyone rushes into the gym. Guess it's a good thing I left. But yeah, we're going to see how this goes. I know that a good portion of the ride to the start of the gauntlet is going to be on the 163 highway, but this update came rather quickly after the 25 holiday update that got us caught up. But then again, if I think about it, 69.25, as far as the beta is concerned, was no different than 3.3. Now, I'm one of the people, like many of you, I'm sure, that did not get 3.3, but we did get the holiday update that gave us everything, got us all caught up. And this is the next iteration of the FSD Beta. So I want to see, as we get closer and closer to year end, maybe we'll all get to start the new year with version 11, or maybe it'll be another year away. I don't know. Version 11 feels like the one that got away. We can never quite catch up to it. But I want to see how this handles the highway, and if there's any difference, which I doubt there will be. But there's a lot of speculation going around that as we inch our way closer and closer to version 11 full stack merge, that there is some little tweaks here and there to kind of, I guess, garner some early data before full version 11 release. Speculation alert attached to that. I don't have any privileged information, just going based off the things you see on Twitter and in the Tesla crowd. So take all that with a massive grain of salt. I would be unsurprised if there is literally no iteration to the highway code whatsoever until we get version 11. There's our first left turn on 25.1, and it was really good. Now let's see how quickly we start to get over. Getting on the brakes a little unnecessarily there. We've got a rather impatient Lexus behind us that seems to be trying to beat us to this merge here. We need to get over. There we go. We're kind of bumping into our set speed limit and dealing with people, but it's handling this very well. It's probably going to hit on the brakes here as these cars come slamming into us. Yep, there we go. The Lexus is going to try to jump around me. So hopefully we wait. I'm going to give it throttle because, my gosh, dealing with humans, what a nightmare. All right, I only gave it a little throttle just to get out of that annoying you go, no you go, no you go, we're both hitting our brakes scenario. In a world of all self-driving cars, there wouldn't be any of that. That's something exciting to think about. Goodbye, traffic. All right. Now we're coming up. I'm going to actually preemptively give a little throttle here because we got a short dead lane. Oh, I didn't have to. Awesome. This is part of in the release notes where you see where it says, I might get the wording wrong here, short dead lane changing. I don't want to mess with it while we're in FSD. But basically where you have a short deadline, I'm going to tap that speed limit icon so we can get a move on here. There we go. holding people back. But that short end dead lane changing scenario is when you have to my best of my knowledge, when you have a short amount of time to execute a move, like these merger points, getting on and off highways. Right. And the Bifrost is so much more obvious on the NOA code. So I kind of hope that, you know, the final iteration is this pretty. Funny thing to say, but I've never operated with just having this on all the time. I like it. I've grown to like it. I really think of it like the Bifrost in Nordic mythology, or if you guys like the Marvel movies with Thor and Loki and everybody. This guy, last minute getting over. Human error! Definitely no different that I can tell in the highway portion of it, as I would expect. There's our Lexus friend finally getting ahead of us. Thank you. Go away now, please. It feels really smooth. This portion is really no different than I've experienced in the past. So let's go ahead and zip on to our difficult Washington exit. That was interesting. Random auto lane change cancel with no stimulus to explain it. Further indicative of no change to the highway code. This is another annoying scenario. I feel like there needs to be a setting with the highway code to not be in an exit lane, just as well as we have the exit passing lane option. There should be an option where we stay out of the far right lane too, because it becomes a headache. It's just general etiquette to not hover in this lane when you have people coming on and off the highway, especially if you're a turn. I mean, we still have about 2 clicks before we got to get off to our exit. There we go. We should have been in this lane pretty much from the moment we got on the highway. These should be the 2 autonomous cruising lanes, and then you have passing lane and exit lane. That's my humble opinion. I feel like everything would be a lot smoother if we treated it that way. It would prevent a lot of pinching in those points. All right, we're coming into our selection of exits up here at a cool 115 kilometers an hour. For anybody who wonders why it says I'm going 115. Metric system for the win. And because I like it. For anyone who's gonna ask, why metric system in the United States? Because I like it, because it makes sense, because it's better than the American standard equivalent or imperial, or however else you want to put it, freedom units. Go metric. It's more sensible, it's simpler. We're the only country really of importance that isn't using metric. Imagine a world without conversions. Enough said. So, alright. Now, coming up, as we make our way to the starting point of the gauntlet, which will be another video, so don't get your hopes up. This video is just the first drive and impressions, but this upcoming exit is another example similar to the hairpin that I've mentioned before in previous gauntlet videos, but you guys haven't really been able to see, because this is part of the return trip. So as we come up here, we've switched now back to the FSD Beta, there is a straight break off, a left lane up here, which it gets a little wonky here. We'll see if we go the right path, which is behind this Honda, not to the left. But here at the top, we have a yield, followed by the same hairpin style maneuver. It's not a hairpin, but a stop sign and then a flow through right turn with no need to stop. So here, we're totally clear. We shouldn't be stopping. It is a yield. Now here it is. Now see, it's stopping again. It's cruising forward very slowly. I don't want to irritate the person behind me too much, so I'm giving it throttle. See, this scenario, anybody at Tesla that's watching, or anybody that has connections to Tesla that's watching, or anything possible, I don't have my report button anymore. Show them clips like that, because it's an edge case that has not been solved yet, and one that I would hope would be rather simple, you know, to be able to separate the left stop sign from the flowing maneuver. Now, we've seen it do it successfully at the hairpin with the last gauntlet video on lap 2. It's incredible. It blew my mind. That's what I want to see happen more consistently with those maneuvers. And we're making our way up through Richmond Street here. It's always handled this pretty well, which is pretty cool. And then we're going to be getting close here to the start of the Gauntlet Challenge, which I'm going to have this video out today on New Year's Eve. And we're going to celebrate the new year with 25.1 taking on the Gauntlet, the 3-lap course on the Friars course, the Friars Challenge, as it was originally called, that has been the kryptonite of the system since day one. Predominantly now because of highway-related stuff, except for some of the 163 issues with the merge. And what are you doing? The cyclist plus these cars pulling out, it's got me a little shaky there, but we got through it. That was good. Well, it was decent. Anyway, so final thoughts on first drive. Nothing really stands out, to be blunt. You know, it feels pretty much the same as 25 does. A lot of the finesse is still there. It feels good. On the RoboTaxi front, it's not reliable as far as getting customers from A to B. I'm hoping to get the RoboTaxi reports back out soon as I get a hold on everything after having replaced my battery. But in some preliminary testing or just thinking about the stats that I write down, it's around 10 to 20% reliable compared to version 10.11's 55-65% window. So yeah, as far as RoboTaxi reliability, we are far, far away from even where we were then. The system is smoother and better at doing a lot of what it does, but as far as it being able to overcome enough of a general scenario from taking a customer to A to B to prevent disengagement is still very low from random one-off little things where I have to take over. It's a much more strict metric. But all that being said, we are here at 38.18, my typical starting point on the first lap of the gauntlet. Typically laps 2 and 3, I shortened just a hair by going a little further down, but this is where I've always kind of staged and started the test. So we're gonna end this here, and I look forward to all of you joining me for the premiere of 25.1 taking on the gauntlet tomorrow. So I'll be in the chat with everybody when the video does premiere, and I'm gonna give it a good 15 minutes or so to get attention to follow. I know it's gonna be New Year's, people probably be recovering from a crazy New Year's Eve, but I'll be there ready to chat with everybody and have a good time. So I will see you tomorrow, guys. Take care.